Ladies and gentlemen and children of all ages, the play's the thing. With your host, Judy Sleed. Special guest, Julie Ratner of Ellen's Run. Now here's Judy.
Thank you for that beautiful introduction. And I'm glad to be back after a few weeks vacation. And who else but Julie is my guest the first time I'm back this season. Hi, Julie. It's so great to see you.
Hi to you, and I love being back. And it's good to see you again. I missed you while you were gone.
And you are, thank you, you are doing this Ellen's Run, which became tremendously successful. So tell us all about Ellen's Run. Here, I'm wearing one of the pins.
You're wearing a wonderful pin of our dear, beloved Nadja James, who died last November 2008 after her own heroic 4-year battle with breast cancer. She was 38 or 39. She was terribly young and left a 4-year-old daughter. And she inspired all of us. We all love Nadja, and I love seeing you wear her pin. I think a lot of people will be running on Sunday, honoring Nadja with their signs on the back of their shirts that say, "I'm running in memory of." You know, yesterday, we packed goodie bags together yesterday, getting ready for the run. And when I saw Nadja's pins, I realized how much I missed her. You know, I spent a lot of time with her while she was sick, and I was actually with her when she died. And it was, and I've thought about her, but I'm so busy right now that I haven't had time to take in that she won't be at the run this year. And when I seen her pin yesterday, it hit me. And I think Sunday will be, for many of us, a poignant day to think about Nadja. It'll also be a very happy day. You know, it's a great celebration, Ellen's Run. So I'll tell you about Ellen's Run because it's great this year. This is our 14th year. And we're having the run in Southampton, not East Hampton. So anyone who's listening, do not go to East Hampton. Please come to Southampton, because if you go to East Hampton, you'll find a pile of dirt and a locked door.
I've noticed that.
Did you see?
Yes, they're renovating something.
Huge renovation. It looks to me quite extensive. And obviously, we could not have had our run there this year. So I always miss East Hampton. We've loved being here. And we love that Southampton Village has welcomed us. We really feel welcome. So the run is going to be at Southampton Hospital, which makes total sense because we dedicated the new Ellen Hermanson Breast Center last week at Southampton Hospital. Fantastic course, flat, fast, by the water, really beautiful. So that's nice. And the format will be basically the same, even though the venue's new. People can come on Saturday to Parish Hall at Herrick Road on the grounds of Southampton Hospital and pre-register, get their T-shirts, get their numbers, their chips, all that stuff. On Sunday morning from 7:30 to 8:30, people can come for late registration. It's a little more money. It's $35 instead of $25. And get their T-shirts and get ready to run. We'll have Nancy Chorus to get us all revved up. We'll have what?
I just want to, in case people never heard of Ellen's Run, to sort of say, what does it mean? Why is it Ellen's Run?
Right.
And all that.
That's important.
Yes.
Ellen's Run. Well, a little history. We started it in 1996, a year after Ellen died from breast cancer. And we started.
She was your sister.
She was my younger sister, and she was a wonderful person. She was spectacular, and she used her experience with breast cancer, her illness, to become a terrific advocate and a very powerful, eloquent spokesperson for other people with breast cancer. In fact, for people with cancer in general. She was the founding director of Judges and Lawyers Breast Cancer Alert, which is an organization of judges and lawyers based mostly in New York, but judges, you know, people from all over New York State who use their special talent and skill, you know, as lawyers and judges to advocate on behalf of people with breast cancer. And if someone has a legal problem, you can go there and get expert advice. Extremely wonderful organization. She was involved with the National Coalition for Cancer Survivorship, and she edited their newsletter. She was one of the founders of the Jewish Healing Center, which is now the National Center for Jewish Healing, and she edited their journal, their newspaper called The Outstretched Arm. She was very involved, and when she died, she was actually working. She had borrowed someone's laptop, and she was trying to go on the internet to find more resources for pain management. That was becoming her new passion, was in pain management, because she had her own bad experience with pain. So a year after Ellen died, we started Ellen's Run, and we didn't have a clue what we were doing. We bumbled along. The race course was 1/10 of a mile too short. At 6 in the morning, we were packing goodie bags while the runners are coming in demanding their numbers, and you know, it was a total mess.
So
but it was
how
great.
did you recruit all these wonderful people who are volunteering for this?
Gosh, we're lucky. You know, some people came on from, and I've had a few who are here from the beginning. People bring in friends. One year we advertised in the local press asking for volunteers, and we got 1 or 2 volunteers who've been with us ever since. A lot of it's word of mouth, and you know, someone will call up and say, when I come to the meeting tonight, can I bring a friend? Didn't you do that once?
I did, yes.
So there you have it.
Yes.
You
Well,
know.
and this is the 14th year.
14th year. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought, like, if you would compare the beginning, the first year, to this year, how much money did you raise?
The first year?
Yes.
68, I think either $62,000 or $68,000. It was a coup. No one was very encouraging to us when we started this run. I started it with a girlfriend of mine, Vivian Shapiro, who's a dynamo. And we would go sit by the racetrack in East Hampton and we'd give out race applications. We'd knock on doors. I didn't understand anything about fundraising, about having to write thank you notes for fundraising, about sponsorship, about getting permits to use the town property. Really, it was a great learning experience. So the first year, we bumbled a lot, but it was a great success. So many people who are from the running world thought that we wouldn't succeed and were kind of discouraging. You know, they would say, well, you know, when you're done with the run, and if you get 100 people to show up, you'll be lucky. If you have $1,000 after you pay your expenses, you're lucky. And, you know, I don't like when people tell me I can't do something. you know, so that wasn't acceptable. And we really worked hard, and we were out there, and we sort of were not, as I say, we were knocking on doors, we were walking down the street handing out race applications. We did everything ourselves.
You
but that
persevered.
first, we did persevere. And that first Ellen's Run, we had, I think, about 400 adults and 100 children, because we said we'd have events for children. And we grossed, I think it was $62,000. I think 68 might have been a little bit high. So it far exceeded any expectation we had, because we had very little.
Yeah.
You know, I just wanted I wanted people to show up the day of the run, and I didn't want it to rain. And people showed up and it didn't rain. So we were extremely lucky. And that was the beginning.
And so far you have donated things to the Southampton Hospital.
Oh, we've donated. We have a mission and a mission statement, which I think keeps us honest and keeps us focused. And we have a 3-part mission statement, which is educational outreach about the importance of mammography, self-examination, early detection. The importance of psychosocial support for breast cancer survivors and their families, and that's where Edel comes in, who we just spoke about.
Yes,
and
she's wonderful.
She's our very gifted social worker whose interventions, I think, make such a difference in the lives of all of us who've come to know her, but probably most especially those who are in her support groups. And the 3rd branch or arm of our mission is pain management, which comes directly out of Ellen's terrible experience with pain. And she was quite poignant and powerful when she talked about her pain and said, for someone in my position, I don't have time to have my days compromised by pain. So, you know, and she was right, and pain chips away at one's sense of equanimity or peacefulness. It creates tremendous anxiety. So that's it. So that was our mission. That guides us in how we donate our money. We keep most of the money we raise, not every penny, but most of it here in the Hamptons. It's my belief, and I think the belief of everyone on the board, that money should stay in the community where it's raised. And the need is great here. You know, this part of New York State is one of the highest rates of diagnosis and mortality from breast cancer. So the need is huge. So we've given a great deal of money. We started something in 2000 called Ellen's Well, and that's where EATL comes in, because Ellen's Well provides free psychosocial support for breast cancer survivors and their families. We have educational programs, but most of our education is done through Southampton Hospital and trying to get women to come in for mammography. And part of having a good program is having good equipment, and we have donated most of the equipment for the hospital. We've really given the initial grants that enable the hospital to buy digital mammography, computer-aided detection, stereotactic breast biopsy, equipment that has enabled the hospital to grow and expand, and also be designated by the American College of Radiology as a breast imaging center of excellence. So here in our backyard,
yes,
we have this new breast center, which we just dedicated, which will offer state-of-the-art care to women with doctors in a rigorous medical environment, but also a caring community hospital. I think it's the best of both worlds.
I was with you one time when we went to the hospital with a check. It was a huge
big check. Right, exactly. It was a year and a half ago, I think.
Yeah, how much was that about?
$80,000.
$80,000, but that was not the first check you gave them.
No, all in all, to the hospital. And you know, we're not, we're an independent. We are not a fundraising arm of the hospital at all. But we do believe that this is our way to contribute to the community and fulfill our mission in terms of educational outreach and making sure that women have access to quality care. We've donated, before we decided to become the principal sponsor for the breast center, we had donated $496,000 to the hospital. And this new commitment is $500,000, so it's just shy of $1 million when we're done.
And this doesn't come only from this 1 year of the run.
It's years of the run, and we have sponsors and we have foundations that give to us, and we make phone calls and we send letters and we talk about our mission and why we think it's important. And
so this is something you do all year round, not only once a year.
Yeah, it takes all year to build up to this.
Yeah.
And then I take a few weeks off afterwards. You know, really, it kind of, didn't know that it would happen this way, but Ellen's Run defines my life. It became my life work. It wasn't what I intended. Yeah, I told you, as I told you when we came in here, I have a doctorate in student development, and I had planned on maybe having a life in academia. I had finished my doctorate. I defended my doctoral dissertation a little over a year after Ellen died, and I thought I would, look for a job and work at a university or a college. And that summer, I started Ellen's Run, and it took me down a completely different path.
Well, you see, you just never know what you're going to do.
No.
You plan one thing, and then
life happens while you're planning.
Life happens while you're planning. Well, that we used to say where I come from in Budapest, that man plans and God finishes. I don't know if that makes sense, but
I heard a slightly different variation. And it was in Yiddish, and I don't remember, called "Man plans and God laughs."
Oh,
but same idea.
Yes, the same thing. So that's what happens. We plan, and all of a sudden we go in different directions. So that's what you were meant to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is what I do. So as you know, because you were helping us yesterday, the run is this year Sunday, August 16th at Southampton Hospital. And it's not too late to register. You can register almost up to the last minute. Online registration at active.com will close Friday at noon. And it's probably not the best thing to mail in an application after today, because if we don't get it by Saturday, we could cross. However, one can come to the hospital on Saturday between 9:30 and 12:30, or Sunday, to register, or Sunday between 7:30 and 8:30. Or you still have till Friday at noon to register online at active.com.
Well, the difference is only $10, right?
Yeah, it's not much, but
And
a little bit.
what I have seen so far, it's a lot of people just love to run, and they would give you anything to do that.
You know what they love? They love our T-shirts. I got a call today from someone who said, Julie, she's a wonderful person. I've done the run every year. And I can't be there this year, but I want my T-shirt. She made a very lovely donation, and I said, of course, And she said, I have all 13. So I said, well, she said, I have every one since the first year. And there are people who tell me they have every T-shirt because that we change the color every year.
Yes, the first
and we don't tell
time you
anyone
came,
the color.
The first time you came on my show, you brought me a T-shirt, different colors
of
from
course,
every.
Right.
Yes.
I should have brought some today.
Yeah.
But, so this year, as you know, it's a different color. But we also changed our logo from the green and blue to pink and gray. We rebranded ourselves a little bit this year.
You reinvented.
We're reinventing ourselves.
Yeah. But you do, there's another aspect to this. You meet a lot of wonderful people.
Oh, are you right about that?
And you have a meeting like once a month
About
in your home.
Exactly.
And then you're such a wonderful cook. And people learn new recipes too.
Well, I have this
theory. You could
theory.
branch out to all different
and become
fields.
a caterer, right? No, I don't think so. Here's the thing. I think if someone comes and donates her time, and there are a few guys, his time, I want to offer hospitality. I want to make it a little bit of an event and to come, and so I want to serve a meal. And then, I'm committed to healthy cooking, though breakfast is never as healthy as dinner. Whenever I make the dinners, I try to make all vegetarian food and say that you can really eat vegetarian or vegetarian protein that's healthy and tastes really good, and you're not denying yourself anything delicious.
Yeah.
But breakfast is hard. You still have to have those bagels and
the bagels, and you make those French toast.
the stuffed French toast
with all the beautiful things to put on it. It's so tempting that I just can't resist tasting everything.
Well, you bring some pretty good things too, when you come. So thank you. But let me tell you before I forget that we're also having a party the night before the run.
A party.
We're having an last year we took a hiatus because we had some other challenges and we just didn't get the party together. This year, our party's going to be at a place called Westkill. It's Stephen Klein's farm in Bridgehampton. Stephen Klein is this extraordinary photographer, and he has so generously agreed to host the party, and his sister has been enormously involved with this, and wonderful people, and they've brought in more people to be involved with this, and for us it's a dream. We're at a different level with celebrity names on our host committee and our benefit committee, and so much opportunity at this party. I think it's going to be just fantastic.
And that's also a fundraiser.
Also a fundraiser. It's Saturday night at 7 o'clock. One can go to the Ellen's Run website, ellensrun.org, to get the invitation and donate online, which means you'll make your reservation online and come to the party. We have something new this year, an online auction, which is amazing.
Oh,
so that if someone
auction.
doesn't come to the party, they can go to the auction. And this is from a company called Charity Buzz, located in Connecticut. And Charity Buzz, the auction goes out all around the world. So it goes to different countries. It goes all across the United States. So, so that if there's someone who doesn't know about Ellen's Run or doesn't care necessarily about breast cancer.
Whose idea was this?
I think it was Hope Klein who brought it to us. I think she was the one. She knows the people who started this company. She said, I think it'll be great because you have the world at your fingertips. So we have extraordinary auction items. We have tickets to Stella McCartney's Paris Fashion Show. We have tickets to a Madonna concert. So it might be that not someone from New York, maybe it'll be someone from California who buys those tickets, or someone from London, because it goes all
wonderful.
out. And it's so the world is our oyster with this.
Yeah, I meant, who thought of it to put it on line, you know.
That was Charity Buzz. That's what they do. The philosophy of this country is to have fun while doing good deeds.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
so they have this auction website that supports charities, and it's a wonderful website.
Oh my gosh, I have to, this is something for me to get familiar with, because I don't know anything about this new technology. I'm very...
I know it's always a challenge, right?
Yes. But 2 years ago, I remember the auction was, I just remember those sneakers.
Right,
I
sneakers
remember
del
those
Arte.
sneakers, and we were standing, you know, the volunteers were standing behind. I was trying to get, you know, tell them, oh, this is by this one, that's by that one. It was a lot of fun.
It was fun, and the sneakers were amazing. You know what's amazing about that? How many of the artists took the assignment to make these sneakers really seriously.
Yes.
And they were so creative, and they put they really put their talent into these great sneakers.
Yes, they did. It was, but this, what you're doing now, it's going to be more profitable.
I hope so.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
Yeah, for us, it's a lot to fund this breast center, so we're doing well, but I'll feel better when we're actually over the halfway mark, but I'll still feel better when we make our we meet our pledge and we're done.
I think you will, no problem. I think you're going to go even over it.
Oh,
I mean,
thank
you're
you.
doing a wonderful job, and you have a wonderful crew of volunteers.
Well, we do.
And you're putting a lot of time and effort into it. And everybody who's connected with you loves you.
Please.
Yeah, it is true. So just a little bit of background, where you grew up and all that.
Okay. I grew up in Massachusetts. I was born in Brookline, Massachusetts, and we were living with my grandmother, my older sister Emily, and me. And Ellen was born in September 1952. And my parents, so there was not room for all of us in this one house. And my parents bought a house in Belmont, Massachusetts, which is where I grew up. We moved there on Halloween
Oh
of
my gosh.
1952. I remember that. You know, like, so I moved to Belmont on Halloween, and that's where I grew up. I went to Belmont High School. I went to college in Massachusetts. And then I got married during my senior year in college and moved to New York.
And Ratner, is that your family name? Or
My
you
married family name.
You married
Right.
into Ratner family. Was there anything to do with that famous...
The restaurant?
Yeah.
No.
No, because that's when I try to remember your name, I think of, oh, Ratner restaurant.
The Ratner's restaurant, right?
Yes, yeah.
I got the Ratner restaurant hat one year for a birthday party, so everyone could have hats that said Ratner's on them. No relationship.
No relations. It's a small world. It's probably not even an original name.
Well, it depends. If they came from the old country or from Poland or somewhere, then what was the name there? You know, so I don't know. You know, the Ratner family did not have the name Ratner in Poland. It began with an R sound, but it wasn't Ratner.
Yeah, well, I just think because my husband's father came from Russia, and his name was Slidovka, and when he came to Ellis Island, they couldn't spell that, so they cut the name to Sleed.
So that's how you got Sleed?
Yes, that's how. So there's a story behind everything. There's, what's that they say at that TV station? Everybody has a story.
Well, that's true, right.
Yes.
They talk about the city with a million stories or whatever.
Yes, Dragnet.
Exactly, exactly. So what was your name in Budapest? Because
Weinberger.
doesn't need any changing, almost.
Well, but I got married, so...
No, I understand, but but the family name in Budapest was Weinberger.
Yes, and we were a lot of people named that. It was, my father had, he was one of 12.
Wow.
Yes. So I grew up with a lot of relatives.
A lot of first cousins.
Yeah, yes, I did. So, and you have 2 daughters, right?
I have 2 daughters, exactly.
I think I met at least one, or maybe both.
They were both at the run last year.
Yes.
And they're both planning to come to the run this year and to bring some friends and, you know.
Yeah, they are really remarkable girls.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
So my younger daughter is Lizzie, and she's a writer, a freelance writer. Was a reporter for the New York Observer for a while, and now she's freelancing. She lives in the city. And my older daughter is Rebecca, and we call her Rebby.
Yes.
And she's the one who's sort of an artist. She's really creative. She lives in Greenpoint in
Brooklyn. Yes, that's the one. She wore those unique sneakers,
shoes. The shoes that have, there's a name for those shoes. They're like gloves, where each has a spot for each little toe. There's a name for them. I saw it recently, because I actually saw someone walking down the street wearing those shoes, and I called her up. I said, "Rebby, there's someone else wearing your shoes," because she got me a pair. They are impossible to put on because my toes don't want to go into the little toe slots.
Oh gosh!
You have to, it's not like gloves. It's not like
she's
putting
the
on
one
a glove.
I had a conversation with, and I found them very interesting.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, I mean, I really like people who are inventive and original. Yes.
She's both. So she really is both. You know,
Yes.
she's a joy. Thank you. That's
so
good.
I'll be seeing them again because I'm going to Ellen's Run. I don't know if I'm going to run or do something else, but I'm sure there'll be a spot for me.
There's always a spot for you. How about you could walk it? It's 3.1 miles.
You know, I did that. I started doing that, and then, where was that, 2 years ago? And then somebody started talking to me, and then I just, we stopped walking.
You stopped to talk?
We were talking, yeah, and I didn't want to be rude, so I just kept talking, but I really wanted to go all the way. So, Julie, we went all the way through this half hour, and this is the end. And such a pleasure having you again.
Thank you for having me.
I know you're going to not only reach the goal, as I said, you're going to go over it because you're such a wonderful organizer, and you have a good heart, and you do things so graciously.
Well, thank you so much. You're the gracious one. Thank you for having me on your show and for this lovely half-hour conversation and for the opportunity to tell everyone who's listening about Ellen's Run. I appreciate it very much.
Okay, so we are actually, I think, off the air, but we could talk to Patrice. I don't know why I keep calling her Melissa. Caprice.